It's Wednesday, March 1st, 2017. From the Total Soccer Show, Dirty Tackle, and Howler magazine, this is the Goalmouth. I'm George Qureshi, and we begin with a story that apparently has no end. Freddy is possibly about to join a Polish second division club with a name that I can't pronounce and that you wouldn't recognize if I could. This is according to Ives Galarcep, who writes that the club made an offer on Tuesday, but also that the club said on Monday that it wasn't going to make an offer because it couldn't meet Adu's financial demands. Then again, Galarcep cites other unnamed sources that say Adu is entertaining offers from Asia, so who really knows? Speaking of people who don't know when to quit, Jerome Valcke is appealing his 10-year ban from soccer to the Court of Arbitration for Sport. Valcke was Sepp Blatter's deputy, twice fired from FIFA for his supremely shady dealings. Don't these people know when they should just slink away into history? This is like if the alligator finally got Captain Hook, the crocodile, whatever, and then Mr. Smee tried to join the Coast Guard, or if Cruella de Vil got busted in a raid on Michael Vick's dogfighting ring, and then Jasper and Horace applied for vacancies in the head office of the American Kennel Club. Go away. Go away. Now, Don Garber does not suffer from this desire to be our soccer overlord forever. In fact, he's already suggesting that he could be moving on from his post as MLS commissioner sometime soon, according to this headline from Fox Sports. Quote, Don Garber hints at retirement during DC United Stadium groundbreaking. Well, anyway, that's writer Nate Scott's interpretation, but let's examine what Garber actually said and see if that headline holds up. Here's the quote. So we have one more to do in New England. I think that's the one where I might hang up the cleats at that groundbreaking. Yeah, okay. Don Garber is going to retire when the New England Revolution gets its own stadium. That's pretty clear. But wait, when will that be? It took DC United more than 20 years of talking about a stadium to finally get one, and they're not even talking about it in New England. I'm not even sure Bob Kraft remembers that he owns a soccer team. So while some people hear that quote and see a commissioner planning to move on to the next phase of his life, I think it's pretty obvious that Don Garber isn't going anywhere. Briefly, following up on Daryl's announcement yesterday, we had 271 of you enter our little contest. That is so cool. For the 270 of you who didn't win, I'm sorry, but you can get a subscription at a great price, 15% off, and as always, free shipping at shop.howlermagazine.com with the code LOVETOYOURMOTHER. I think Daryl said mothers yesterday, but it's just the singular, mother. Love to your mother is the code. Also, on whatahowler.com, our new book club selection went up yesterday. It is David Squire's fantastic illustrated history of football, and we're giving away a free copy of that too. So go to whatahowler.com for more info on how to win that. Two items of news about which I don't have all that much to say, but bear mentioning. First, if there was a video game where you could play career mode of a marketing executive, then Peter Moore would be winning that game. He's a bigwig at EA Sports who has just been named the new CEO of his favorite soccer team, Liverpool Football Club. Second, Francis Kone, a Togo international who plays in the Czech Republic, is credited with saving the opposing goalkeeper's life this past weekend. The keeper was knocked unconscious after colliding with a teammate, and Kone reached into his mouth and pulled his tongue out of his throat or something. There was actually a pretty pedantic discussion on Reddit about whether it's even possible to choke on one's own tongue, but that's not what is important here. Turns out this is Kone's specialty. Quote, it wasn't the first time I have done that, he told reporters after the game. It's something like the fourth time, twice in Africa, once in Thailand. Wow. Speaking of migrating soccer players, we have two items that reflect the ways that our national immigration policy has bearing on the game we love. The Guardian is reporting that a team of Tibetan and Nepalese girls were denied visas to travel to the Dallas Cup because, as team captain Jamyang Chotso put it, U.S. Embassy officials in Delhi told the team that they, quote, don't have strong reasons to go to Dallas. She continued, but I think this is not the reason for them to reject us. We think the reason is they think we might run away when we reach there. Now, like a lot of other sports journalists, I've put a lot of thought into how to cover political matters. These days, everything is political, including sports, which I find incredibly exciting personally. And you can listen to last week's episode of Dummy, where I spoke with a conservative soccer writer about this very subject. But I realize that not everyone wants to start their day with political soccer news. So for the Goalmouth, my policy has been just to report the facts, like the denial of those visas to the Tibetan and Nepalese team. And in that spirit, I call your attention to a story in the LA Times from a few days ago about Miguel Aguilar of the LA Galaxy. Aguilar was 11 years old when his mother brought him and his three siblings to the United States from Mexico. They overstayed their visas and have been living here ever since. That was 12 years years ago. And that's how long it has been since Aguilar has seen his father, who didn't come with them. Of course, this is because the Aguilars are undocumented immigrants. However, unlike his older siblings, Aguilar was specifically protected from deportation by President Obama's executive order known as Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, or DACA. Now, that status is not assured. Kevin Baxter of The Times writes that that Aguilar is believed to be the first of 861,000 DACA recipients to become a professional athlete, and that he could become the first MLS player to be deported. I'm going to end today by quoting Aguilar directly because I found his words to be really powerful. Here's what he said. "You're telling me just because she was born on the wrong side of this border, that doesn't make her a human anymore? That pisses me off," he said about his mother. "The fact that a piece of paper is more important than humility and helping each other?" My name is George Qureshi. Taylor Rockwell will be with you tomorrow morning. Don't forget to sign up for our newsletter where you can click out to all the stories I've mentioned in this podcast. The link is in the show notes. Please go leave us a review and a rating on the iTunes page, and tell a friend, just like by word of mouth. Text somebody. Text someone a link. Say, you got to hear this podcast or something. Just do us a favor. Okay, thanks. I leave you with today's Goalmouth top tip, to borrow from James Oppenheim. "The foolish man seeks happiness in the distance, i.e. Poland and or Asia. The wise grows it under his feet."